The year isn't over, I know, but I have a lot planned for December, especially on December 25th, big video on December 25th. Really, stay tuned for it. It's going to be a good one. Bit of a holiday gift for you. I feel like there's a bit of a natural transition going on, and so I decided to do my year in review video a little bit early this year. And yes, there will be a montage at the end, as always. As I just suggested, I do one of these every single year, because I make a ton of videos and change a lot every single year. Honestly, it's lovely to just talk with you in the comments, and messages, and just about the content I've been making and what comes next. So, onwards. The first thing I have to say is that while I know I make a lot of content, that rapid pace of video releases won't continue forever, obviously. And I think by the end of next year, my production rate will slow down a bit. That said, if you're ever looking for more, or if you're bored and want to talk about transit or learn something, I have a library of around 500 videos I've already made, and there'll be more in the new year and by the end of the month. And so go and look at some of the older videos. There's a lot of good stuff in there, including about projects that we're still talking about today, and you can really get a sense for how far my production quality has come. And even if a video is about one place, I frequently mention other places, and I'm gonna make a video on this in the future, but I think it's so important when we're talking about urban planning and cities and transit to not be this hyper-local person. Sure, it's valuable to have an understanding of your local environment, but you have to think globally. You have to look at the best examples around the world and other cities around the world that are maybe similar to your city. What ideas you can take and what ideas you can share to try to make not just your city, but other cities better, because that's how everyone benefits. Now this year, I covered more geography than I have in any previous year. Demystified, high-speed rail explained, transit explained, videos about national railway networks, videos about local transit networks. I really spread out and approached transit much more globally this year, with my base, of course, being here in Canada. We went from Japan to Germany to Singapore to Santiago to India and everywhere in between. And it's been really fantastic having more examples to pull from. Just recently in the video I made about branches, I talked about Santiago, and I talk about Japan in a video that's coming up about rolling stock. Basically, these examples are fantastic because every country and city does something else interestingly or differently and can benefit us from learning about it. I'm not standing still with the channel though. Next year, I'm gonna step things up even more. I'm going to travel outside of Canada next year, save for another pandemic happening, and I'm going to finally actually get out into other cities and, film stuff in person there and add more and more to the content I make. Of course, I'm never going to stop covering Canada because it is my home, but I'm going to do videos on cities and places that have been requested a ton. Berlin, Shanghai, Istanbul, Sao Paulo, the Mumbai suburban railways. All of these places are going to get videos and coverage, and they're going to come up more often because I only want to widen the breadth of the stuff I'm talking about, because I think you can really tell the difference between someone who knows about transit in a single city versus a country versus the whole world. And the people who are truly global in their sense of understanding just feel like they have better examples and more to draw from. Of course, I'm also going to cover new projects, transit stations, innovations, better wayfinding, better technology, new vehicles, and features we can take from all of these things and apply them to our own cities. 2021 is a year I'm incredibly proud of for this YouTube channel, but I think I can make 2022 even better, with your help of course. And I think it's the year when this channel will really hit its stride. And I have to say, thank you for your support. Watching videos, liking, commenting, sharing them, including on forums in other countries that you may not think I ever end up seeing, but you'd be surprised. To my YouTube members and patrons, thank you too, because you personally fund me doing things like dropping everything to travel to Ottawa to film Canada's new intercity trains, and it helps me a lot. I'd also just thank everyone for hanging in with me while I improve my videos. I know that my videos have not always been the best, but I feel like there's been a consistent pattern of improvement. More B-roll, more interesting shots, more animations, more maps. Trying to put more time into every single video, and all of your support, which has just increased over the years, is exactly what's helped me do that. And it means that in the future, we'll be able to do things that I don't even think we can imagine doing right now. Essentially, the support I'm getting isn't being wasted. I'm using it to reinvest in better, more enjoyable, more informative content that isn't only going to teach, but is also going to help change things so that we all have more and better transit in our own cities. Of course, this year has also been full of firsts for me, from talking to CEOs, to riding the Eglinton Crosstown before anyone else, to going underground in Montreal into future rail tunnels that will carry hundreds of thousands of people every day, to seeing the new intercity rail fleet in Canada. As I grow, I expect more opportunities to come up. And hey, if you work on a transit or infrastructure project somewhere in the world that's cool, reach out, let's try to make a video. I want to take the opportunities I get from creating a larger and more substantial channel, and I want to use that to share back everything I find out. I want to build an informed community of not transit enthusiasts,
transit connoisseurs.
And I think we can see some of that change. People are talking about transit in ways that they haven't before, on social media, in person, and alike. And influential people, and people who I wouldn't have expected to talk about our cities and transit in the past, actually are doing it. And it's incredible, because this is how change happens. People are really starting to understand the problems we face in much of the world, but also the shortcomings that places that have great transit have. Of course, that's not just thanks to me, but I like to think I play some part in it. I have to give a huge shout out to my other city, urbanist, transit YouTubers, and just YouTubers I enjoy. People like Paige Saunders, Oh the Urbanity, The Forefoot, Alan Fisher, Not Just Bikes, City Nerd, Shifter, Ontario Traffic Man, Jago Hazard, Jeff Marshall, Gareth Dennis, Ute, David Frankel, Vanishing Underground. All of these people are amazing creators, and they make up just a small portion of the incredible space that we have online now to talk about what we think, but to share ideas as well. Now with that, thanks for 2021. I'll see you in 2022 for what I hope will be an even better year. And here's a little montage.